Hello players, come on in, pants off, release the animals. There's no need, I'm already here. Welcome to the only tech news show that comes with parental advisory and an apology letter. You'll get yours in the mail. I am your tech jester Buzz Stringer. Now please note that this show may contain adult humor, sexual references, toilet humor, and bad jokes. Well, I hope it does, because that's all I've got. So Norway, yes, the country that gave us black metal, fjords, and a standard of living that makes the rest of us look like we're speed running into poverty, has officially gone to war with big tech, and they did it in the most Nordic way possible, with a 100-page government report, a comedy sketch, and the most beautiful word in the English language, enshittification. For those unfamiliar, enshittification is a term coined. We're going with coined. Don't worry about it. It happened by author Cory Doctorow and perfectly describes the deliberate process by which big tech companies take something good, get you hooked on it like digital crack, lock you in tighter than spandex, and then slowly make it worse to squeeze every last penny out of your increasingly sad wallet. The life cycle, it's the life cycle of every app you ever loved. It's the reason your Facebook feed went from here's Dave's holiday photos to a Nigerian prince who wants to sell you crypto-powered erectile dysfunction pills. That's if you're old enough to still use Facebook. The Norwegian Consumer Council, which is basically a government-funded organization whose entire purpose is telling big corporations to go fuck themselves on behalf of citizens, released a report called Breaking Free: Pathways to a Fair Technological Future. And it sounds dry as a nun's browser history, but trust me, it's not. They even made a comedy video about a man whose literal job title is the enshittificator. He goes around deliberately making perfectly good things worse, like cutting holes in socks, sawing table legs shorter, basically what Mark Zuckerberg does every morning before his daily dose of human emotion training. Today, will I feel empathy? No. Today I will add more ads to Instagram Reels. Do we have a picture of Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, there we go. The report goes in dry on everyone. Meta is apparently making an estimated $16 billion a year from fraudulent ads on its platform. $16 billion in scams. Meta's official corporate strategy is, let's get grandma catfished by a fake Ryan Gosling and who's selling magic weight loss gummies and take 30% of the cut. Yeah, but it also goes on beyond social media. The smart home devices that demand subscriptions to do basic shit, cars that charge you monthly fees to heat your own seats that you've already paid for, that, you know, your own arse-warming seats are behind a paywall. Yeah. Dating apps that have turned loneliness into a subscription service with premium tiers. You used to just get rejected for free. Now Tinder charges you 20 quid a month for the privilege. Yeah, they've monetized being unfuckable. Brilliant. Printers that won't use third-party ink? Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that disaster in a minute. There's over 70 organizations that have signed in to support this, including the EFF, Amnesty International, and some others. So they're all pushing for the EU Digital Fairness Act, which would target dark patterns. You know, the design tricks where the cancel subscription button is grey and microscopic and hidden behind 3 confirmation screens, a capture and a phone call to a guy named Gerald who puts you on hold for 45 minutes. But the stay and pay us forever button is bright green and the size of a dinner plate. Yeah. Oh, and it follows your mouse cursor around like a horny clippy. That one. But if you do want to pretend you're in Norway, NordVPN can make it appear as if you're in almost any other country, and it helps protect your privacy online. There's a huge discount if you sign up through the link below, and that really helps out the channel. No one's done it yet, so I haven't been helped. But you never know, something might happen. Speaking of enshittification in its purest, most concentrated form, like if corporate greed took a shit and that shit had a subscription tier, well, here we are. Amazon just announced that they're jacking up the price of ad-free Prime Video again. Remember when Prime Video was just like included? You paid for shipping, you got streaming, and everyone was happy. It was the golden age, simpler times, like when pornography loaded 1 pixel row at a time over dial-up, and we were grateful after seeing boobies that we waited 35 minutes for. But then in 2024, Amazon said, actually, we're going to shove ads into your eyeballs now, and you can pay $2.99 a month to remove them. Yeah, you're paying for Prime, and then you're paying again not to be advertised at. That's like a restaurant charging you for your meal and then charging extra for them not to spit in it. Oh, you want to do saliva-free dining experience, did you, sir? Well, that's part of our Ultra tier. Sorry about that. Well, starting April 10th, that $2.99 is going up to $4.99, which is a 67% increase. And they've rebranded it, of course, because now it's Prime Video Ultra. Because slapping Ultra on something apparently justifies bending you over the pricing table. Prime Ultra sounds like a Monster Energy flavor crossed with a condom brand. What's next? Prime Video Extreme, the new Mountain Dew Gamer Edition. Now we've got ads inside the ads. That'll happen. Ads inside ads, that's what's coming next. But the real kick in the balls is that they are pulling 4K from the standard plan. So your choices are now pay the extra cash to watch Reacher in glorious 4K or watch it in 1080p like some kind of peasant streaming through a potato. And yeah, they took something that was free, added ads, and charged you more to remove the ads, and now they're charging you more to remove the ads while simultaneously taking the features away that you already had. That's an abusive relationship. Amazon is negging you. They're like, you look so much better in 4K. Shame we can't afford it, babe. Amazon made $68.6 billion in ad revenue last year. Billion ad revenue, not from Amazon sales, ads. Jeff Bezos is building a yacht so big that it needs its own support yacht. It's the maritime equivalent of a man with 2 dicks, and they need another $2 a month from you, apparently. Anyway, how could I possibly avoid paying for this? I've got absolutely no ideas. None. I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, certainly not with a VPN and a website that rhymes with Pirate K. I'm completely out of ideas as to how you would avoid this and show them how you feel. And while we're riding this enshittification express, all aboard the HP pain train, where printers are cheap and the ink costs more than unicorn blood. Oh, and the firmware exists solely to ruin your life and the environment simultaneously. Great. HP rolled out the firmware version 260A/B across at least 11 printer models, including one that's almost 9 years old, the OfficeJet Pro 7720, which at this point should just be in a museum. It's not getting non-consensual software updates. And guess what this firmware does? It bricks any ink cartridge that does not have a genuine HP chip in it. If your cartridge doesn't pass HP's little authentication handshake, then the printer throws a tantrum and refuses to print. More than it does usually. The HP calls this dynamic security and claims that it protects you from counterfeit products and cybersecurity threats. Cybersecurity threats from an ink cartridge. Yeah, that's what I'm terrified about, that a Russian hacker is going to infiltrate my OfficeJet and steal my printed recipe for banana bread. Comrade, we have acquired the banana bread. The West will crumble. No, you fool! That's apple crumbles on page 2. That's what the Russians sound like. They don't care. They can't watch this. The only security threat here, HP, is you. To my bank account. A full set of genuine HP cartridges costs more than the printer. That's like buying a car where the petrol costs more than the vehicle to fill up each time. HP ink is literally more expensive per milliliter than human blood, Chanel No. 5, and cocaine. Ink is more expensive than cocaine. Not that I would know how much that costs, of course. I've got a laser printer. But here's where it gets a little bit juicy. A new global sustainability standard called EP 2.0 launched in December last year, and it explicitly says you cannot block out remanufactured cartridges, and HP helped write those rules. So HP sat in a room, helped draft the regulations, shook hands, went back to the office and immediately pushed out a firmware update that violates them. HP is claiming sustainability leadership while making sure perfectly good third-party cartridges end up in landfill faster than you could say greenwashing. And it's not just third-party ink, they're blocking their own cartridges as well if they've been used in a different HP printer. That's amazing. And if you subscribe to the ink plan and you cancel, the cartridges inside your printer stop working. Yeah, the ink physically inside the cartridge, inside your printer, inside your house, and then HP just reaches over the internet and bricks it because you stop paying them. So yeah, don't bother with that anymore. Don't pay them anything for any printer or ink. Buy a Brother laser printer instead. I didn't get paid to say that. I wish I did. Brother, if you're watching me, you can sponsor me if you like. I'll print anything at all. Although we might have to enlarge it a bit. We could switch it up a bit from companies making things deliberately worse to companies accidentally making things worse. With everyone's favorite reoccurring punchline, Microsoft. A Windows 11 update has been bricking Samsung laptops. The February patch, the Tuesday update patch, KB50771A1, for those who collect Microsoft disappointment reference numbers like Pokemon, is causing Samsung Galaxy Book 4S's and other Samsung devices to throw up the error, C is not accessible, access denied, which is not great. The C drive is where everything lives. Windows, your apps, your files, your carefully organized homework folders that definitely contains homework and not pictures of my penis. Okay, some people do, have more than one drive, and you would use C as your OS drive and install everything on a separate drive. That's a sensible thing to do, but most normal people who are not watching this don't do that. So it creates problems like Outlook won't open, browsers won't launch, system utilities are dead. You can't even uninstall the update that caused the problem because you also need admin privileges, which are also broken. It's the digital equivalent of locking yourself into a room, swallowing the key, and then realizing that the door opens inwards. Great. It's Microsoft Inception, a fuck up inside a fuck up. Microsoft initially accepted it and blamed their own update, which is on brand for Microsoft. Microsoft blaming themselves for something broken is like water blaming itself for being wet. But further investigation shows that it might actually be Samsung's Galaxy Connect app conflicting with the update. So it's a beautiful tag team of incompetence. Samsung and Microsoft working together to ruin your Thursday. A corporate duet of dysfunction. It's like watching two virgins trying to figure out a bra clasp, and yeah, everyone's confused, nothing's working, and someone's definitely going to cry. If you're affected, Microsoft's official advice is basically try turning it off and on again. And if that doesn't work, stare into the void because your laptop is now a $2,000 chopping board. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. And finally, because every show needs a funeral, Digg is dead. Again, like for the third time. This website has had more resurrections than Jesus, but far less followers. For the younger viewers who just said, what the fuck is Digg? Digg was basically Reddit before Reddit. Founded in 2004 by Kevin Rose, it was the place to share links and vote on content, much like Reddit works today. It was the front page of the internet before Reddit stole that title. Digg imploded in 2010 after a catastrophic redesign that nobody asked for, which is basically the tech industry's love language. And everyone migrated over to Reddit, and the website was sold, resold, and passed around like a joint at a festival that nobody wanted to attend, and eventually became a sad little curated news page that got less traffic than my OnlyFans. Then last year, Kevin Rose bought Digg back with Reddit co-founder Alex Ohanian, that's how I'm going to pronounce it anyway, and promised a grand relaunch and called it the front page of the internet now with superpowers. The open beta launched in January 14th, 2026, and it lasted 2 months before its premature evacuation. Within hours, the site was swarmed with AI bots and SEO spammers who realized that Digg still had a lot of good Google link authority, and so Digg tried everything. They banned tens of thousands of accounts, deployed anti-spam tools, and nothing worked. The CEO said when you can't trust the votes, comments, and engagement are real, you've lost the foundation, which is a very eloquent way of saying that the bots fucked us harder than our redesign did in 2010. One of the paid early users said, "This is the first I'm hearing of it shutting down, and not a peep to my email after I paid $5 to be a groundbreaker." You know, $5 for 2 months of bot content, that's a worse investment than my YouTube channel. And I didn't have to fight bots. I just have to fight the algorithm and self-crippling doubt. I look forward to your comments. Digg's failure is kind of terrifying. It's the dead internet theory, that the idea that most of the web is now bots talking to other bots while humans scroll past wondering why nothing feels real anymore. Well, that isn't a theory anymore. Digg proved it. and they built a brand new platform that was colonized fast by AI faster than you can say, I am not a robot. The bots showed up, rigged the votes, and went home. Like an election in a country I'm not legally allowed to name. I'll let you guess which one. Yeah, the internet we loved is dead. And in its haunted place is just a house of SEO spam, AI slop, and subscription paywalls. At least we've still got this show, which is also barely alive, but at least I'm real. Probably. Okay, time's up. At least you made it this far. You're either loyal, unhinged, or you fell asleep with autoplay on. Either way, I appreciate you, and you can wake up now. So stay sexy and be excellent to each other. I recently lost my thesaurus. Still can't find the words to express how sad I am. Bye! That is a wrap.